So welcome everyone back to the channel. Another day, another build overview, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my LCT PP19. This is a very cool gun that I bought actually quite a long time ago now. It's got to be a good few years, and I was looking for one for a while. Everywhere was out of stock, and I actually got this as a second-hand trade. When I got it, the guy did not tell me that the gun didn't work. So it turned over, it fired, but it just would not feed. It was very sporadic. I ended up pulling like all the hop and barrel apart, because these are a bit of a pain to take apart. Just the process, it's not like a quick take apart out, put it back in and try again. Had the barrel and hop apart multiple times, trying new things, and then ended up fitting a combo that I know was going to be absolutely sound in this build. Then I started on the gearbox. I was checking tappet plates. I was ordering new ones. I was ordering upgrade ones to see where the problem was. And it turned out that the guy had fitted, which did look like, you wouldn't have known unless you measured it with, some calipers. He'd fitted the wrong cylinder head. So that was what was causing me all my issues, and the gun just would not feed. And this was over a long period of time. So I managed to fix it. Once I'd fixed it and gone, oh yeah, there's the problem, I obviously pimped it up and I used it for a bit. I got a ton of mags for it, and it really was a nice little chunky rifle. It came with this sort of flat style speed trigger here, and I think it's got a tightening if I remember correctly. And I ran it. The front end was like the one that has the little rail, which had been modified, and the top piece is also was battered as well. So ended up buying a real Magpul ACAL style handguard here. I just did my research basically because they do a couple of different versions of this, and I had to get the one that had the cutout for the front sling point there. But you'll see there was always a problem with this rifle, that little bar there had always snapped off. That was evident when I bought it, and it's always just been a bit of a pain to sort of get this swapped out. And with the old rail, he actually had put like an old M4 body pin through that like sort of held it all tightly in place. Now with the real parts on there, I don't really have an issue, but you will still see that M4 body pin that sat in there. So it got to a point where I was like, right, I really want to get this thing sorted out, because although it's nice and tight and it doesn't go anywhere, it was just something that's always in the back of my mind as that's not right. So I did search for a hell of a long time, and then I think it was one of the Asian retailers. It might have actually been Red Wolf or WGC. I really can't remember now. I bought this a while ago. And it's basically just a replacement part, so I managed to find one, PK167, because they do a couple of different versions of this part. So I got that part to replace, which is just a peace of mind thing here. I'm just going through all the bits and pieces I've got here. There's also fitted to this, I think at the time, I'd fitted a Maple Leaf Crazy Jet barrel with like a hot rubber. And to be honest with you, this gun shoots and performs superbly well with that setup. I've never had to change it, but it's not quite how I like to run my AEGs. I'll make some kind of, I'll make a stainless steel barrel for it. I have some tubing, so I'll get that done, get some barrel lapped and get that in there, and then probably partner that up with, the old modified purple Prometheus rubber and the Silent Sniper, I think it is, that I use, our hot patch for that barrel as well. So I run that combo in so many of my guns. It just works. It works so well sometimes that I always get accused of having a hot gun, which is it's kind of like an occupational hazard with me. A lot of my guns, because I have been doing it a long time, shoot so well that people just can't get their head around that the gun fires like that at 1 joule. So we'll get the barrel switched out. I am at the moment running a real EOTech on there. I've not long had these. I picked up a load of them second hand. So I popped that on there. I just thought it fit. I did have a torch on the front as well, but I'm not really going to run this rifle in the dark. So I've pulled that off there just to have it nice and slim, because these Magpul handguards are so comfortable. And I wanted to just be able to wrap my hand around it without having a torch on the side, so it's nice and solid. LCT make, in my opinion, if you're going to have an electric AK, LCT do the best electric AKs. And I'm not saying they do the best internal parts, that's not what I'm saying. You know, I've messed with E&Ls and I've messed with a few other brands, and honestly, nothing compares to them. The E&Ls rust really badly. You have to oil them all the time. And the internals in the E&Ls, to me, they're just not as good. People do report that, you know, LCTs do break their gears, and they have a couple of issues like that, which the gears have been replaced anyway. I think he's got 16:1 SHS gears in here. I can't remember what the motor is. We could take a quick look. I can't remember if I was running an SHS motor or if it's the standard motor. But just to jog my memory, I did want to get the LCT slim motor. So yeah, it's running an SHS motor on there as well. So it does shoot really, really nice, to be honest. I can pop a battery on and show you how responsive it is. The other thing I need to sort out is batteries. So I did have a bunch of 11.1 LiPo batteries that were perfectly suited to this gun. But when I'd sold a couple of rifles in the past, I think I sold an AK-74U, the guy that bought it off me, I give him all my batteries because they were just a perfect fit. I was like, he was asking me about batteries. I was like, you've had the gun and all the mags off me. I said, just have these batteries. Not thinking that I didn't have anything else that would fit. And then those batteries that I gave him, I could not get again for love nor money. So I actually picked up a couple of these giant power batteries. Now these are meant to be pretty good for AKs. These are 11.1 1300 25C. So I'm hoping these go in okay. If they don't, it's back to the drawing board. So let's just see if these fit. And I think we're going to have to go with a slimmer battery, because you might get away with it, but I don't really want to damage it. I bought these batteries thinking they were going to be really good, because I was told they were really good, and so far they fit absolutely nothing. So I'm probably going to have to get perhaps some like 11.1 1200 sticks. I know Nuprol. I don't really want to buy a Nuprol battery, but I know Nuprol do them, and they do manage to fit the MDRX. So I do need to do a bit of research on batteries, perhaps find something that fits the MDRX and the PP19. We get that sorted. I do want to convert it to XT60s as well. So this is another just overview build, because we're going to be like tarting this up a bit. I've always played around with the idea of, you know, sort of coating it, and then I always like chicken out of it, because I'm like, it's just, you know, it's just an AK SMG. It's like it's the MP5 of AKs. And then I always chicken out of it and just leave it as it is. But perhaps we could do something. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much anymore, so perhaps we could put a nice colour on it and make it something really, really unique. Let me know down in the comments below what you think we should do. If I do colour this, what colour should I do it? Thanks for this video. In the next one, we're going to start doing all these bits. Obviously, it can take me a bit of time to get all the barrel prepped, because it does take a long time to produce them, and source some batteries, of course. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.